Hello and welcome back. Now I want to talk to you about a very simple thing. This should be quite a short video, I think. I'm going to talk to you about, when your children were born and you see little children playing and they're just full of this innocence and trustingness, and they sing and they laugh and they dance and they play and they draw and paint, and they just throw themselves into life with such passion. They're up for anything, little children. They're just open to everything. And then, as we get older, you get criticised for being too loud or too much of something, or you get slapped down by other people who I think are actually a little bit jealous of your joy. It makes them feel uncomfortable, and you get told to quiet it all down and box it all down and conform, and all this freedom of expression that we had as children. We kind of lose it, or many of us lose it, the way society trains us into being the normal. Everything's normal, and often before you're a teenager, you've decided that you've lost a lot of your confidence, a lot of your openness, innocence, trustingness, because you've had too many people criticise you or shut you down or tell you that you were too much of something or other for them, and make you feel that that's wrong in some way. And it is a terrible thing, because what it's doing is it's shutting down the flow of energy to these little souls. And we all have our own path to follow. Can you imagine, I don't know, young Mozart coming down, just being shut down before he learned the freedom of expression of creating the music? I think that it's a failing in society that, certainly in the West, we're not open to people being artistic or creative or acting out of the norm in any way, dressing as they please, having views which aren't standard and traditional. Everything's indoctrinated and rigid and flexible. And, we all get trapped into these dancing to the clock and things like that. Everything's all regimented in our lives. It's just horrible. It crushes a lot of the creative spirit out of young people. And by the time you get to be an adult, many of us just believe that, we lack that. It's like something that's only for some to be singers or dancers, or we have to focus on the serious businesses of study and earning money, and duty and all these different things, and we don't make time. Our society doesn't make an awful lot of time for creativity. A lot of these sort of native societies, you have them gathered in the evenings around a fire, and they might be beading or weaving or wood carving, shaping weapons or utensils for the day, painting, that just simpler societies. But the focus, the balance of people's lives is much better than it is here in the West. We neglect our creative side, very much so. People don't feel confident in expressing themselves or even expressing opinions, because they get shot down and trolled, and even amongst your family you might get comments. I do remember hearing someone tell me about their brother once did this beautiful drawing. I mean, really spent days doing this drawing of a gorilla, actually, and drawing each individual hair, and really worked on it, and it was an excellent drawing. And this brother of his was jealous, and instead of saying, "Wow, that's amazing, how did you do that?" and giving him lots of praise, he told him it was stupid, and he was rubbish, and basically tore him to pieces for it and made a big joke out of it. And that boy didn't draw anymore after that. And that was just one callous remark from a sibling, wounded the budding artist in that person, to their loss, because as I say, we get out of balance and we shut down certain energies that would be coming into the body, and this has happened, to me as well. It's not fostered in our society, it's not encouraged, and you really have to fight for it a little bit if it's your passion, to work as an artist or a crafter or to be a singer or to make movies. It's really not supported, in commonplace in this country or like I say in the Western world. It's discouraged. They want you to get a proper job, and conform. So I think that's a great shame, and it's wrong. If you take society back many, many years, you will find that people made a thriving living touring singers and performers and crafters, trading their wares and things like that. It was much more encouraged and supported and accepted that some people, had these abilities, and it was fostered and encouraged in children to seek out and find what abilities you had. So we have to first of all overcome our training to ignore our impulses to be creative and to express ourselves in anything, but the normal ways. Energy works different through creative channels than it does, in our normal humdrum daily lives. It allows you, when you're in the flow of creativity, you are able to access a purer form of universal energy than when it's filtered down through all these societal norms. You tap in. If you allow yourself, you're sketching away, or you're tinkering with the music, you're practicing something, or you're shaping something, out of clay or whatever it is you're doing. You go to a place, it's almost like a meditation when you're creating things, and you just get inspiration from a higher level. And you find that, a lot of these creative things, it's like, we might be willing to pay a great deal of money for a piece of art, or to go to a concert and hear someone sing. And that's because that music or that artwork or that artifact, whatever it is, it contains a high energy because of the creative process. And that energy uplifts us. So when you look at a beautiful piece of art on your wall, the energy that went into its creation from the pure high universal source is still in it. And we tap into it and it uplifts us. And that's why we're willing to part with a lot of money for these beautiful handcrafted things. And why we're willing to pay money to go and watch someone dance or to sing. It's all so much needed in the world. We're all so thirsty for it that, we're seeking it outside ourselves. Actually, we could access it. We should be able to be accessing it in our homes on all the time. Just being creative, being unique, being an individual. It feeds the soul. It feeds the soul with this energy where we can express things. We can express our pain. We can express our joy. We can, it puts you in a sort of lateral place where you're open to new ideas and inventions and things like that. Creativity is staunched in our society, and we need to uncork it and encourage it and foster it and grow it. And we need to stop seeing ourselves as, I'm not any good at that, or I don't like to try. I wouldn't like to put myself out there. I've told you in a previous video about how I loved to sing, and it gave me great joy. And I think when I was singing, I was accessing healing energy and creative energy, and fine-tuning my body with the different notes that were coming through, even if it wasn't 100% correct singing. That singing was necessary to me, and that got shut down. And in the same way, drawing or making things or dancing or playing and sort of accessing these, I think I call it left-hand brains things, they are healing to the human soul, and they draw energy down into us that helps us be more in balance, you know, more fully balanced in our everyday lives, and keeps us happier. So, you know, we really need to revisit that and make changes in our lives. This could be writing poetry, or little stories, or creating even YouTube videos. That's a form of creativity. Little online courses, that's not for everybody, but singing, painting, dancing, even things like gardening, I think, are a form of creativity. Cooking, you know, foods, experimenting and playing about. Anything where you're free expression, where you're able to mix things up and be unique about what you're doing, is going to be healing to you, and it's going to allow you to intuitively know what you need in your body. It activates your second chakra very powerfully and allows energy to pour through from that, which obviously balances the energies in your body more, because the more chakras you get open and working fully, you know, the healthier you will be. Yes, and what you have to ask yourself is a bit of a chicken and egg situation, where you're saying, do you, by following your creativity and your passion for all these type of left brain activities, does this open you up to receiving energy from the universe more powerfully? Or as you receive energy from the universe and increase your vibration, does this trigger in you a desire to be more creative, you know, to have this creative outlet in your life, to flow these energies through? I'm not sure which it is. I'm not sure if you take the steps first and it encourages energy to flow in, or if you notice you have almost a compulsion to be more creative because your energy is rising up, and you need all the colours in the rainbow have to work, you know, all the notes in the music have to be used. You can't not play some of them, because, you know, you might know you're judging, you're being self-critical about it all, or other people are being critical. You need all the notes, you need all the colours, you need all the chakras working, you need all the parts of being a human to be, you know, in use. And this will increase your life force. It will raise up your vibration. You'll be doing the job of being a light worker by putting out into the world these expressions of your pure creativity that hold traces of this light that you're channeling while you're doing it. It's a beautiful continual circle. It's lovely energy about me just now. As you allow yourself to be creative in any form you can permit yourself to have, you will be pulling down, this is so lovely, pulling down energy through your human body, grounding it in the earth in some material way, even if it's, you know, gone in an instant in a dance or a song that's not recorded. That energy, that vibration that came through in that creativity remains here. It alters the earth. It goes out, you know. It's that if a butterfly flaps its wings thing, you know, it's felt around the earth. And everything you do, every self-expression you have, it alters the world and the universe. It's an amazing and beautiful thing. So what I'm encouraging you to do is find an outlet that resonates with you. Only you will know. If you don't know, then try a few different things and see what feels right. You will be guided, you will be led. There is such a range of ways you can express yourself and release your creativity to the world. It's huge. It's just never ending. There are things there for everyone. If you could reach out and try and tap into what works for you and start using that as your mechanism for bringing more light down onto the earth, in your own unique way, your own unique energy. Every soul has its own unique resonance, and you have to let that shine. You have to express that. You have to put it out there. You have to be out adding your voice, your sound, your resonance, your input to the whole soup of humanity. And so I want you to go away. That's your homework. You to go away and find your thing. Find this, okay? And just start doing it. And don't allow anyone else's nasty little trolling comments or bitterness to infect what's your pure truth. Get it out there, start doing it, and I think that it's a form of meditation, and that you will be healed as you allow these energies to flow, possibly for the first time since you were a child. If you allow them to flow into your world, they will enhance your world, they will uplift you, they will uplift the people around you, and you will feel a joy and a satisfaction from what you're doing that has been missing. And I think that it can ripple out and affect others and encourage them to be finding their thing and putting out their expression. And wouldn't the world be a much nicer place if we were all more concerned with singing and dancing and, you know, writing poetry and books and painting and growing flowers and, you know, baking fancy muffins, and just generally focused more in these type of activities than, you know, and being too worried about making money or, you know, or this mind activity and ego activity that kind of clutters up the whole point of being alive. You know, we're all so very lucky and blessed to be down here. We've all come with these amazing abilities and gifts, and I believe that there's a sort of shift happening, and we're all going to be allowed to just express ourselves and feel the joy of being alive and playing out, you know, the life paths that we came to live, and sharing and learning and enhancing each other's lives. And it's just going to be completely awesome. I can't wait to see what things you feel inspired to do. I'd love for you to share with me anything, any comments or feedbacks about that. I'd love for you to get busy. I am noticing more and more of the people that I follow, who I consider my mentors, are embracing very creative things like writing books or making big paintings. And they're just simple paintings. They're not Rembrandts or Da Vinci's or anything, but there's a joy in them and an energy in them that makes them beautiful to me. And you know, you've got beauty trapped within you too, and I think you should let it out there and express it. Okay. Excuse me. Throat chakra. So with that, I better go for a drink of water. I wish you all the very, very best. I hope you don't let the world keep your magic locked down. Let it out. Be tall, be proud. Get out there and start sharing your own creative gifts. Start enjoying them. Find them if you don't know what they are. And I promise you they will make you happier. And more fulfilled and more satisfied with your life. Okay. Oh, can't wait. Right, I'll speak to you again soon. God bless.